Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam and this is the Maintenance Monday video. I actually haven't had a whole lot going on maintenance-wise at my house or even installation-wise at my house. I'm actually getting a new roof put on at some point and I thought it was going to be last week. And now it's Thanksgiving week and I doubt it's going to go on this week, so it'll probably be the week after Thanksgiving. I don't expect they'll do a lot of damage to my stuff, but I didn't want to give them new targets to aim for. So kind of in a little bit of limbo in terms of some of the installation projects I have going on at my house right now. Although over the last couple weeks, you guys have seen quite a few things that I've had going in the ground. I put in some hydrangea paniculatas, the sun-loving hydrangeas in last week, weeping cherry. I've done some Encore videos. There's one you're not supposed to see quite yet that's coming out later this week. I've put in some camellias. So I've had a lot of installations going in. And that's one thing I have had to maintain. Normally in November when I'm planting things, it's just the best month to plant in my area in Zone 7B. Normally I would not have to be doing a lot of watering, and we just had dry air, windy days, and very little rainfall. We had one superficial little rain the other day, lasted about 10 minutes, rained really hard, didn't hardly soak into the ground. So I am doing some watering on those shrubs, and when I water shrubs, I saturate the area around them really, really well and let it soak in really, really well, and then I leave them alone. And I come back in about a week and I check them again. You know, the daytime temperatures are in the 60s, so not using a whole lot of water, but like I say, this constant breeze we have going on right now that's really, really super dry air is drying them out. So I'm keeping an eye on that. I also fertilized my pansies with a liquid fertilizer this week. They're definitely going to start to slow down pretty soon, but it is still warm enough to get a little growth on them, and they're still blooming like crazy. So I'm still working on those. I also mentioned in last week's video that I was going to be fertilizing my annual ryegrass once more, and I did that this week. It came up, it looks great. I've mowed it maybe 3 times at this point, but it is a little bit off color. That first fertilizer I did seems to have worn off at this point. So, and it's a fertilizer hog, so I am going to get that on. I still have enough warmth right now that I can get another shot of growth and really thicken these blades up enough to look great all winter long. Another thing I had going on this week is I keep expanding my space where I'm going to have my Back to Eden garden, or my raised vegetable garden in the spring. I've got a lilac behind it that I've always planned on taking out, so I'm going to expand it back in that direction. I ran the electric tiller through it the other day. I plan on bending some hoops. For those of you who haven't followed my propagation series, I'm going to be bending some hoops on a new house in this location. I'm also going to bend some hoops for that garden, I think, and set up a little hoop house over that garden in the late winter that will allow me to get started a little earlier on my vegetable garden. I also have a couple trees behind it that I think I'm going to have to eliminate to get enough sun on this space to have my vegetables there. I had a vegetable garden there in the past and the trees have just gotten bigger, so I think it's going to cut my sunlight off around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which just isn't quite enough really, so I am going to back those trees up just a little bit. So really all the things I've been doing in my yard here for the last week or so has been a couple planting jobs and maintaining the things I had already planted and kind of planting for my spring garden. I won't have a Maintenance Monday video the Monday after Thanksgiving. Just really not going to be a lot going on here until this roof is complete and get that behind me. When I come back the Monday after that, which will be the first Monday in December, definitely bulb planting time. I've had my bulbs in the refrigerator for about 6 weeks. The ground should be plenty cold enough at that point to not get them to grow, which we need the ground to be pretty cold after we've already cold treated the bulbs, because any kind of warmth is going to make them start growing. So the ground should be plenty cold by then. I'll get those tulips, crocus, and hyacinths in the ground at that point, and they'll be good to go for spring. So plan on seeing that video in a couple Mondays, and thanks for watching.